Hello and welcome to Papa Stig. Today I'd like to talk about a transition from a specialist school into a mainstream school. Because early on today I was attending a meeting at my oldest son's secondary mainstream school. And it's quite amazing to reflect on actually the journey we as a family have been through regarding schools. And back in time, about 3.5 years ago, when he had to move from a mainstream primary school into a specialist unit, just because he couldn't cope with being in the mainstream because of the level of violence, but also that he wasn't capable to sit down for a very long time to learn as most children were capable to do. And through those years at Gloucester House, he was able to access group therapy, to intensive psychotherapy 3 times a week. He was learning strategies of repair, but also have to manage those triggers. And we were also following through with this at home as well. And it's just amazing to see how well equipped he is today. For being able to move from a small school with only 16 children in total and back to a mainstream secondary school. Because obviously this was a huge step in his life as well. Not only going back to mainstream, but also that he was going to start in year 7 at a secondary school, which can be quite challenging for any child. But I feel the success of this transition have been down to the expertise which both Gloucester House was showing, but also his new secondary school and the great SEN team at this school. Because already for about 3/4 of a year ago, he started to go back as sort of taster sessions back to a mainstream primary school to get a feeling of being in a big school with lots of children. Because at his specialist school there was only 5 children in each class, so being then suddenly 30 is a huge step in itself. And he did that. He started with just an hour to then increase it to including lunch, and this was once a week, and then in the end he had half a day a week. And this was going really well. And when we got confirmed about his place at this secondary school, we also started to work with them to get taste sessions at his new secondary school, just for being used to the member of staff, but also getting used to the school building, the idea of walking in there. And this was also something we were doing at home. We were showing him videos of the school, about the setup there. We were doing test runs through the summer holiday as well to the school. So he was getting used to the idea of going there. And I think all of this have really helped him to have as good transition as possible. And going back to the meeting I had early on today, it was so rewarding in so many ways to listen to these great words that he have been now able to function in a normal mainstream school for this period. So he have been able to sit down in class and follow in class as all other children. I get feedback that he's very positive, he's engaging, and what we have seen at home as well is that homework have always been a huge struggle, and we have been using quite a lot of the whole weekend for being able to go through. Now it seems like he feel and he's taking more responsibility regarding homework, and it's much easier to help for him to go through with the homework. But then at the same time we need to help and encourage and coach him. But things are going much better also with homework. So it was a great meeting, and I'm so glad that the transition have been made. And now it's obviously going to be the next step of that journey. So we all are very excited to see how well he's doing going forward. But at least the start was amazing, and we are so pleased for him. So thank you for listening to Papa Stig. I hope this can be helpful for you. At least that you can see that it's hope, and with the right therapy and with the right help, your child will also be able to go back to mainstream one day, I hope. So all the best, and please visit me on papastig.com. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.
Follow me on papastig.com.